What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and today I wanted to talk about a little thing that's called balance, right? And like I often hear this. You'll hear this often, like throughout my entire life. I hear this. Uh, you need a balanced life. Balance is key, right? Or balance is super important. Balance. What about balance? You always hear different stuff about you need to be balanced, right? And there was a point I even like believed it, right? But if you think about it, it's just complete bullshit, right? Obviously, if you want to be a regular dude, right? You want to be just an average guy, then balance is great, right? But if you want to like actually make real results, right? You have to be balanced. When it comes to my fitness routine, for example, I am not balanced. I work out 7 days a week. I do full body. Sure, maybe some days I go lighter than others, but I still work out. I do some form of physical activity 7 days a week. Like tomorrow, there's going to be a big snowstorm in Chicago. If I can't go to the gym, I have my yoga mat and I'm going to work out in here if I have to. That's not balanced, right? Balance is going to the gym 3 days a week. Maybe the other days you live sedentary. Um, what else? Everything in moderation. So maybe your diet, maybe some days you have whatever you want. You have cheat days on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays because you have a balanced life and the rest of the week you eat really well. But the issue is with balance is that you're not going to make any fucking progress and you're just going to look regular, right? And obviously I'm talking about this from a fitness sense, but this goes deeper. This goes further than just fitness. This goes with all aspects of life, right? This goes with success, right? You want any form of success. You cannot be balanced. You probably have to be the opposite of balance. You probably have to live, sleep, shit, right? Doing that thing. And you probably have to do it 7 days a week for a long period of time. You do it consistently. It almost has to be as normal as brushing your teeth. It has to be something like that. And you have to do it long and long and long, right? You have to do it repeatedly, repeatedly. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm here in Chicago, right? There's the United Center, right? The United Center where, you know, Michael Jordan played the Chicago Bulls. That's the home of the Chicago Bulls. Well, there's a statue of Michael Jordan outside of it, right? And I don't think that statue was built because Michael Jordan was balanced, right? If he was balanced, he probably wouldn't be remembered. He probably would have been another one of those NBA players that were forgotten in the 90s, right? But no, he's talked about. There's literally a brand named after him. Uh, People still talk about him today, right? Because he was unbalanced. He was so unbalanced. He was the most unbalanced. Same with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the opposite of balanced. That guy lives, shits his businesses. Same with Bill Gates, but also I was going to say Steve Jobs, but Bill Gates as well. But yeah, same with Steve Jobs. I just read the autobiography. Oh, the biography, not the autobiography of Steve Jobs, and he literally fucking worked. He literally worked just about 12 hours a day. Half of the day he would work with Apple. The other half he was working with Pixar, right? The only free time he would sleep. He was at home sleeping. That's not balanced. That's not balanced at all, right? And I remember reading the book Unscripted, right, by MJ DeMarco. Highly recommend to read. I made a video on it in the past somewhere. You could probably look it up, but I'll remember to link it if I do remember. But MJ DeMarco, right? He creates Unscripted, and he mentions that balance is bullshit, right? He uses the example of imagine a line, right? In order for it to balance and the ball in the middle, in order for it to balance, it needs to stay in the middle, right? If it's too far to the left, it's going to fall to the left. If it's too far to the right, it's going to fall down to the right, right? So you have to keep it in the middle in order for it to balance. But balance is middle, average, middle class, right? And that's not what you're looking to be, right? And the reason why I say that is because if you think that you need to be balanced, but you're also ambitious and you want some form of success in something, just remember that you're cheating yourself. You're going to be wasting your time. You're not going to accomplish anything great by being balanced. I'm telling you right now. You're probably going to have to do it 7 days a week. You're probably not going to have that much of a social life. Let's be honest. You're probably not going to have that great of a social life, right? People are probably going to get mad at you because you're MIA, right? You are probably, think about your job right now, right? If say you want to start a business, right? Think about a job that's paying you like a decent paycheck. Well, you're probably going to get paid less and work double the time for a longer period of time, right? Until you find that success. So you're going to have to live unbalanced, right? And it's something that when people say like you live like you need to be balanced, just think about this video or think about what they mean by that, right? And then look at them. When they say you have to live some successful people say it too. And when they say it, I think they say it after they're successful, right? Because then they could afford to be balanced, right? Like if Grant Cardone decided to live a balanced life, he can afford to do that because he's a freaking multimillionaire, right? He could 100% be balanced. But if you're not successful yet, there's no point of being balanced, right? And it's it's something that people need to like really like understand because it's not the same. It's not gonna it's nothing's gonna be handed to you. You're gonna have to put more than average effort. You're gonna have to put a lot of effort into it. You're probably gonna have to fucking you might even need a coach. You might need this is why you need systems in place like a habit tracker, right? You need to schedule it on your calendar because this stuff is going to probably consume most of your life, at least like whatever you want to achieve, right? And hopefully it's a money goal, right? And I know that's what I'm working on now. Like yesterday was Thanksgiving. I was not balanced at all on Thanksgiving. I was working. I was contacting. I was doing client outreach. I was creating content for you guys. I was not balanced. Yeah. I just when people say like I do stuff most days or like everything in moderation or I do stuff sometimes or I do it some days. That's not good enough. You have to be unbalanced, right? If you want to achieve anything great. It's not going to just happen magically, right? And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe. I'm going to keep creating more content and take care.